Praise Yahweh.
Praise be to the mighty Yah. So I can say it's an honor to begin to bring out the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, where the Ruwach was given to all. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Let's go to the foundation scriptures that has Yahweh Shabbat everyone to keep this day. Praise the mighty Yah. We go to Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23 and verses 1 and 2, and it reads, and God, whenever you have praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Leviticus 23, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, 2. Speak unto the children of Yisrael, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
Wait a minute, did we read that right? You mean these are not Moshe's feast days?
No, they're not.
As the world said, it said, and Yahweh Amar to Moshe Amar to the high band of Yisrael, and Amar to them concerning the high moeds of Yahweh, which you shall proclaim to be Kadesh convocated. Even these are Yahweh's feasts. Praise the mighty Yah. So that's in that people want Moshe to be Moshe, right? But they want to leeway to Hata'ah.
That's right.
Adam, you're gonna break the Torah because you figure this is not yours. I don't have to keep that. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Skip down to the verses 15 to 16, and it reads,
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Shabbats shall be complete.
Praise the mighty Yah. See, all this, he has the physical leading up to the spiritual. This is the wave sheaf which became the Lamb Yahshua.
Break it down.
Praise the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Shabbat shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Yahweh.
Hallelujah. He's just telling you how to break it down and how you get to Pentecost, and I know they call Pentecost, which is, after the Sabbath, you count, days, and you get 50 days, 7 Sabbath and 1 Yowm is Yowm 1, Sunday. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yes.
Let's go to Exodus. Exodus chapter 23. Exodus chapter 23, verses 16, 18, and it reads a copy whenever you have.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 17. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before Yahweh thy Elohim. 18. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning.
Praise the mighty Yah. I'm going to read 16. This is it. Like I say, he has he compares the physical to the spiritual. For our little contrary minds can figure out, the spiritual that he's saying. He said, and the high keg of harvest, the first fruit of thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field. We are prepared to be the first fruit, the first resurrection. The field is the world where he's going to harvest us. That's it. And then, like you said, and which is then at the high keg of the end gathering, which is at the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labor out of the field. When Yahshua come back, the Malachim is going to gather us. The end gathering is when Yahshua comes. This is always like physical to the spiritual. This is all it's about, people. Getting prepared. Be that first fruit You know, that's it. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yahweh.
Let's go to chapter 34. Chapter 34, 21 to 22. He wants us to get it right now, people.
Yeah.
He's speaking on this present time. This is it from Genesis to Revelation. He say, if you have ears to hear, hear it. He say, don't turn away. Once you hear it, you are accountable. He had Zahar you want through his Nabi. We are Nabis and ministers. Why? We read what thus says Yahweh. It's the Buah. It's the come. Praise the mighty Yah. 34, 21 to 22 in Ibryi.
Exodus chapter 34, verse 21. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In earing time and in harvest thou shalt rest.
Praise the mighty Yah. 6 Yowm. This is the most important one as we came off the Sabbath. 6 Yowm thou shalt work, but on the 7th Yowm thou shalt shalom. In earing time and in harvest thou shalt shalom. We had entered into his rest, so we can be ready for the kicking of his harvest.
Yeah.
That's it. Praise the mighty Yah. He likened the physical to the spirit. This is all about Nebuah, Yah, prophecy to come. So we are in training right now to be the first fruits. Praise the mighty, that first resurrection.
Right.
Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 22. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end.
Hallelujah. He doesn't, you know, right here.
Yeah.
This is symbolic, you know. He compares to you know, the farming. That's for man can understand. But this is it. And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks, and the first fruit of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering. See, he wants you to be the first wheat of that harvest. Because when the ingathering, when Yahshua comes, he going to pick you, like he said.
Hallelujah.
Tears from the weeds. That's what he said. This is what this is all about. Praise be to the mighty Yahweh. We want to be in, you know, that first week. We in weeks of our lives getting it together. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Let's go to Numbers chapter 28. Numbers chapter 28, verses 26 to 28. And it reads, Numbers, whenever you have, Numbers 28, verses 26 to 28. And it reads, Ruwach.
All right, Numbers chapter 28, verse 26. Also in the day of the first fruits, when ye bring a new meat offering unto Yahweh, after your weeks be out, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work.
Hallelujah. He said also in Yowm of the first fruit, when you bring a new meat offering, you bring in that's what the Ruwach HaKadosh, that's what the renewing your new fruit meat is, your renewing of your mind, getting rid of that old man, and then be able to be in this first gathering. Praise be to the mighty Yah. Continue.
Verse 27. But ye shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savor unto Yahweh, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year. 28. And their meat offering of flour mingled with oil, 3 tenth deals with 1 bullock, 2 tenth deals unto 1 ram.
Praise the mighty Yah. Verse 27, but you shall offer the burnt offering for a sweet savor unto Yahweh. Yourself, that's what you're burning up that old man. So you can be a sweet savor to our Yahweh. So he said, when we gave, as we just sung, we gave him his house. That's a sweet savor to our Yahweh. So we get prepared for that ingathering time. We're going to be sweet savor. We're going to be sweet. Praise the mighty Yahweh.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 9 to 12. And it reads, Ra, whenever you have it. Praise our Yahweh now and forever.
Yes. Amen.
Deuteronomy 16, 9 to 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 9. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn. 10. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto Yahweh thy Elohim, with the tribute of a freewill offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto Yahweh thy Elohim, according as Yahweh thy Elohim hath blessed
Praise
thee.
the mighty God. It say, thou shalt shema the high keg of Shabbat unto Yahweh thy Elohim with a tribute of a freewill offering of thy hand, which thou shalt give unto Yahweh thy Elohim, according as Yahweh has baraked thee. Your free will offering is you unto Yahweh.
That's
and
right.
according to how he had baraked you, with his Ruwach HaKodesh, to understand these bars. Praise be to the mighty God. Continue.
Verse 11. And thou shalt rejoice before Yahweh thy Elohim, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which Yahweh thy Elohim hath chosen to place his name
Praise
there.
the mighty God. This is one of his sanctuary he had chosen to put his name.
Hallelujah.
And all what he's saying here,
Thank
this is the hope Yahweh have us, to be obedient to him, to draw all these people back into him. Because he wished that none should perish.
Yisrael.
From the lake of fire. This is what we represent. We represent Yah, the first fruit. We getting like our big brother Yahshua in his image.
Be bold, my brother.
And those
That's right.
that came before, examples that where we look forward to our Akmakai, messenger Daniel there. He said, look to those
Thank you,
that are walking with him,
Yes.
upright with Yahweh.
Yes.
Genesis to Revelation.
Come on,
Bring
man.
back
Come
his
on now.
present truth to this
Preach,
present
brother,
age.
preach.
Praise
Yeah.
the mighty Yah.
Praise
We only
Yah.
speaking what thus says Yahweh.
That's right.
Yahweh and Yeshua
That's all.
temple and other temples around the area. We don't care what man and we care, but we don't care. We care for you, but we don't care for you to be critiquing things about what you think it to be. Standing for thus says Yahweh,
Right.
as it is written.
Hallelujah.
Praise the mighty Yah. Continue.
Praise Yahweh.
Verse 12. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Mizraim, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes.
Praise the mighty Yah. Remember, you was in captivity in your
Right.
past.
Yes, I
He
was.
had came and freed you. So it's a hot to get all this knowledge and not
It
share
is.
and edify others.
Yeah.
What good is it doing you being Mr. Smart thinking you puffed up like your daddy Hasatan? You get puffed up in the flesh, you up your daddy, Yahshua said, which is Hasatan. Edifying yourself. He wants you to edify everyone else. That's what it's about, lifting each other up.
Yes.
To be the first fruit.
Yes.
That's all it's about. It's bigger than us. It's
Yes,
about
it
our
is.
Yahweh.
Yes.
Yes.
See the big picture. Keep your eyes on the prize. Yahshua.
Help us out.
Come on now.
Yes.
Praise the mighty Yah.
And do
Let's go
without
to
you.
Acts.
Yeah.
Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 2 verses 1. Acts chapter 2 verses 1 to 3. It reads, whenever you have. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Yes.
Revelation knowledge.
Right.
This present time.
Without
This
that.
present time.
That's right.
Yes.
Now is the time, y'all say.
Yes.
Used to wink, not winking anymore.
No.
That's right.
Yes.
Say, now is the time. Separate the rebels from the revolutionaries.
Yes, sir.
Come
That's
on
it.
now.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Acts chapter 2, verses 1 to 3, and it reads.
Acts chapter 2, verse 1. When the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. 2. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Praise the mighty Yah. They were gathering, they always there because it was Pentecost. But it was Yah had Nebuah before that. Wait on this gift that he was about, which is the Ruwach HaKodesh. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 20. Chapter 20, verse 16, and it reads. Chapter 20, verse 16, and it reads.
Acts chapter 20, verse 16. For Shaul had determined to sail by Ephesus, because he would not spend the time in Asia, For he hasted, if it were possible for him, to be at Jerusalem the day of Pentecost.
Praise the mighty God. Since you New Testament believers always, y'all like to listen to Saul and over Yahshua, the one y'all know is Jesus. What are he doing? He kept Pentecost. They're not done away with.
Nope.
Praise be to the mighty God.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Since y'all like to quote and do and hold Saul as he's an Elohim. Here it is. Here's your Elohim. He said he kept Pentecost.
Sure did.
It's for everybody. Praise the mighty Yah.
That's all right.
That's, go to chapter 18 and read 21 and 22, Rob.
Acts chapter 18, verse 21. But bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep this feast that cometh in Jerusalem. But I will return again unto you, if Elohim will. And he sailed from Ephesus. 22. And when he had landed at Caesarea, and gone up and saluted the assembly, he went down to Antioch.
Praise the mighty Yah. See how determined he was?
Yep.
He was working, but he know, hey, my work must stop. I must go keep the feast of
Yes,
Shavuot.
right.
You know, so he was there, earnestly there.
Yeah.
So he can get what was to be coming, the balls of Yahweh, to edify, be edification for all of us. So he makes him better and correct, so he can go do the work and will of our Yahweh, which we all are ministers. Once we read these debar, we minister to ourselves, get it, receive it, and believe it. That free gift, as Rob Archmakai would say, is free, but you got to accept it.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
Do nothing, you get nothing.
Right.
Don't believe them lies, all these.
right.
You know, Papa believe, Pastor talking about, Hain does it all. You don't have to do nothing. Yahshua work from the beginning. He opened his mouth, Shabbat, that's work. He commands, let there be all. That is work.
Right.
We get up and come here, it takes preparation, work. Everything in this life is work.
Yes, right.
Praise the mighty God.
Right. That's right. That's the truth.
Teaching.
Hallelujah.
Uh-huh.
And let's go to Acts. Let's go First Corinthians 16 verses 7 to 10, and it reads, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and it reads,
Yes. Let Yahweh speak, brother.
hallelujah.
All right.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Yes.
16, 7 and 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, chapter 16.
16 verses 7 to 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 7. For I will not see you now by the way, but I trust to tarry a while with you, if Yahweh permit. 8. But I will tarry at Ephesus until Pentecost.
Praise the mighty Yah.
9. For a great door and effectual is opened unto me, and there are many adversaries. 10. Now if Timothy is come, see that he may be with you without fear, for he worketh the work of Yahweh as I also do.
Hallelujah. That's it. They say, if Yahweh permit, they put Yahweh before all circumstances and people.
Yeah.
That's what we must do, people.
Right.
We all have circumstances, issues, things, something we're going through. But you must put our Yahweh first. How else you know?
Right.
He's to eat the Barab all. So
Right.
he has to answer every solution.
Right.
You just have to put him first.
Yeah.
You know, and do as they say. Yeah, we all of them may be sick, but we can't do anything for them.
Right.
We just continue being diligent, fight this flesh that have you figured you're a little ill. I understand if you really ill, cannot make it, but once you find out, you get up and start walking out that way, the enemy got to bow down.
Right.
And first of all, Yahshua said, I leave and go up into my hour, but these I leave with greater things. With Michelle, Michelle and two cap. He's giving you
Say
the power and authority
Right.
to
You
conquer
got it.
everything.
Use it.
You can
Yes.
either lay your hand on
Yes.
yourself or speak
That's
it.
right.
Receive it and believe it, and stand on it.
That's
Because
right.
then that's the enemy going, as he said, as he was just talking about, there are many adversaries.
Many.
Once you chose to be on your side, be a revolutionary,
Right.
that's to toughen you up.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
just
yes.
stand,
right.
and all else
Stand.
fail. Just keep standing.
That's right.
Yes.
Under the balls of our
Yes.
Yahweh. They are
Yes.
empty. I'm 100%
That's right.
plus. So without
There you go.
Come on, brother.
Yes.
Speak it.
Hallelujah.
Say it, soldier.
Yes.
That's right. Mhm.
Exodus.
Yes.
Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 to 11. 8 to 11. Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 to 11. It reads whenever you have it. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Don't hold back.
Say,
That's
come
right.
bold.
Yes.
Yes.
Cry loud and spare not.
Yes. Let it
When
come
it
out.
ain't about you,
We are
No, it's
soldiers.
not.
What if Yahshua went on his motor? Said it's too hot to go up on that cross hour.
He wouldn't have got up on that.
We would have been, said, we're in bad shape.
Right.
Praise be to the mighty Yah.
Yes.
Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 to 11, and it reads.
All right. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy.
Hallelujah.
9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. 10. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Praise the mighty Yah. He telling you this because this is, you got to be a knight to keep this, the weekly Sabbath and do all everything else. He has put on to you. This is how you become the first fruit of obedience.
Yes, sir.
Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to chapter 14. Yeah, chapter 14, verses 21 to 22. And it reads 14, 21, 22. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Yes, he is greatly to be praised.
Worthy, worthy, worthy.
Yes, he is.
No matter what your circumstance is,
Right.
no matter what,
Yeah.
praise Him.
Hallelujah. Exodus chapter 14, verse 21. And Moshe stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. 22. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
Hallelujah.
Show out, yeah.
This is twofold here, growing
Yes.
Christian believers. As he had read upon that Red Sea, he gave them hand, grace. That was great. He saved their life from the Mizraim. That was great. And secondly, they were baptized. They were baptized.
Right.
So this was the first cleansing to become that first fruit. All these, you set them up
Had
for
the
all these.
opportunity.
Moed, you know that we
Right.
are keeping now.
Yeah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Uh-huh.
Wash you. He can wash you with that Ruwach. That's the only way you're going to be cleansed,
That's right.
to be obedient and become a first fruit of the
Only
year.
way.
Praise the mighty Yah. Because when Yahshua comes, he's coming back, sweep it clean. And a big ugly death.
Be right.
It's going to be a war.
Right.
This is preparation now.
Yes, it is.
He has hand and I see on those he choose to be. But why would you take that chance? And he had left you with the Musa, this book of instruction in your hands,
Right.
where you know. He say he knows you, he loves us. He has an expected end for you. Praise the mighty Yah. And this you would know your expected end.
Yeah.
You walking hand in hand with Yahweh and Yahshua, you know.
So
With
good.
Sarkar,
That's right.
he wants to be intimate with you in everything.
Yeah. Thank
Grocery
you,
store,
Father.
asking for a parking spot, anything.
Yes,
He wants to be
yes,
our
yes.
daddy.
Come on now.
Right.
He compared the only one he allows to call Father is our Father, our daddy.
Hallelujah.
Why? Because it's a comparison, the spiritual to the physical.
Right.
As our daddy used to tell us, we believe every word he said and
Yeah.
did it, obeyed it.
Right.
That's what he wants. He's the ultimate dad. wants you to believe His
Yes,
word
we believe
by
it.
attaching Him, trusting Him,
Yes.
with your all in all. Yeah, it takes time. That's why I tell you, we don't put no time to it. But there comes a time, y'all said, no more. There's an end. You should be up on it. Praise the mighty
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Let's go to Acts chapter 2. Acts chapter 2, verses 14 to 21. It reads, Rob, whenever you have it. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Praise Him. Amen and amen. So be it. That's what it is.
Right.
That your will be done.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
that's
what
what
is
we're
in
here for.
Shemaiah.
All of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what we do. We is
Yes.
wherever we go, it should be shalom. We command it.
Yes.
We don't talk to that punk devil. We sabbath him.
That's right.
Get off my
There
family.
you go.
Get off my
That's
family.
right.
I command you.
Yes.
Bow
Man.
down, dog.
Take
That's
authority.
right.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's what
Yeah.
Yahshua said.
Right.
Yahshua
Yeah.
took it back by force.
He did.
We be bold as the
Take
lion
it.
of Yahweh.
That's right.
Yahweh.
Take it
right.
back from that.
Yes.
That's right.
The biggest bully the world has ever known. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God.
Hallelujah.
Go to Acts chapter 2, verses 14 to 21, and it reads.
Okay. Acts chapter 2, verse 14. But Kepha, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell at Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken to my words. 15. For these are not drunken, as ye suppose, seeing it is but the 3rd hour of the day. 16. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Yoel.
Praise the mighty God. See, back then they had a standard. They didn't even drink for a certain time.
That's
Now
right.
they drink
See?
all day, all night.
Yeah.
And then this is what people will figure. We bringing these image to the bar. People will think you're crazy, something wrong with you, you know.
wrong
Yeah,
with them?
we're cuckoo for Yahweh's thoughts.
That's
Praise the mighty Yah.
Come on now.
Hallelujah.
Everybody has to be brainwashed.
Yeah.
Renewing the mind. If
Yeah.
you brainwashed it into deception, well, you're going to be brainwashed the renewing of your mind to get this image to bar. Holla Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Elohim, I will pour out of my Ruwach upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. 18. And on my servants and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those days of my Ruwach, and they shall prophesy. 19. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. 20. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of Yahweh come.
Praise the mighty Yah. That's why we doing this to be the first fruit. Because he said that great and noble day of Yahweh come. Vengeance. But it's going to be a great, wonderful day for us. Because
Right.
we are his enemies.
Oh, yeah.
We are doing what he said.
Yeah.
That's what we live for.
That's
You
right.
know, our nephews be crying.
Yeah.
You know, but as Shareth said, he wanted to be present with Yah. But Yah said, like you tell us, we have some work
It's
to do.
necessary state.
Praise
That's
the
right.
mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Continue.
Mighty God.
Verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be saved.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Yahweh, praise
I like to go back to chapter, verse 17, and it reads, It shall come to pass, and that Akareth Yom, Amar Yahweh, I will pour out of my Ruach upon all flesh. Yisrael, do y'all get that? He said, all flesh.
Yeah.
He not just coming for the lost sheep.
Come on now.
He said, oh, from Genesis to Revelation. What y'all don't get? He said, the strangers that's amongst you.
Right.
As long as they do his will, that's it. And then, like say, when Yahshua came in the flesh, he said, those that do my Abba's will.
Right.
He going on all. And then, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall call upon the high Shem of Yahweh shall be Yahshua. He said, who shall ever He didn't just say, Yisrael, I'm coming back for y'all. You know, y'all physical, you know, look garbed up. It's okay, but that don't get you nowhere. So stinking thinking, because he said, if above all the Torah, you do this one thing, it's to have. He said, then they would know you are my disciplined one. Praise the mighty to have everyone. We have everyone. It's hata we don't like. But you don't condemn nobody. If you do that, like say you're up the puppet master, your daddy. He come to condemn and convict condemn everyone. He's the accuser, brother. Praise the mighty God. So like it was saying in verse 16, but this is that which was marked by the Hanabi Yoel. So we're gonna go to Yoel. He said, "Where there's two or more witnesses, it is Yah." So let's go to Yoel. Joel, chapter 2, verse 20, 28. Joel chapter 2 verse 28, and it reads.
Joel chapter 2 verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my Ruwach upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions.
Praise the mighty Yah. See that's what it was. People, that the old is just a shadow of the new to come. That's why most of you all left. That's why it's such a mystery to y'all, because y'all been taught to open up the Bible in the middle. That's why it's a riddle to you. That's what it is. You've been taught to open up in the middle. You know, but when you buy one of them little novel or love books, you got to bust it open from the beginning to the end. You're so interested. This is the book of books.
Yes, it is.
Like they say, Bible basic story before leaving the earth. You better have this in you before you leave this earth. Or Yahshua say, woe to you. And then I say, watching over everything. And then he upped the animal. Whoa. He said, women over evil. They don't exhort, they too kept the authority of it. Yah has given it to them. When you know, half-stepping brothers, they're weakling brothers, like that guy when Sister Deborah had to tell him, well, you're not getting the glove. He was so scared. That's right. Now he had the sister warriors ready. You know, praise the mighty Yah. It's about being Akkad one. The Iysh and Iyshshah, Akkad. It always been that way. Y'all had to set up from the beginning.
That's right.
But Yisrael dropped the ball so miserably, had to give it over to other goees and natures. The House of Time knew it was his last stand with the goees, that he had put that into them to down on Iyshshah and Akkad. But Yah is bringing it back up to the present time. Praise the mighty Yah.
Feel it. Yes.
Skip down to verse 32 and it reads.
Chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call in the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh hath said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call.
Hallelujah. He said, whosoever. And that remnant is those who walk in the narrow paths that it is broad way that you see the world was. And he said, whosoever.
That's right.
He didn't say, Israel, you just don't want to, I'm going to corral you. He said, whosoever. Been out throughout the whole book. Yahshua said, I come in the whole volume of the book. He did. Not half.
No.
Praise be to the mighty Yah. Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10 verses 2 to 3, and it reads, Luke chapter 10 verses 2 to 3.
Luke chapter 10 verse 2. Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore that the Adon of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. 3. Go your ways. Behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves.
Praise the mighty God. As he said in the harvest. This is what this is about.
Yeah.
Feast of Weeks, fruits of the harvest. This is it, to be into the first fruits of the harvest. He don't come yet. And he said, and 3, he said, go your way, behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. These people not caring about the flock, the congregation. Who cares? We care from it, then we don't care, man. We don't care what they say. We standing on what thus says Yahweh. We are his workmen.
Right.
And we are Yah's workmen. We're going to be in that. It's an honor to be in that Ben Yah.
Yes, it is.
And be at work. He said the harvest is buku, but the laborers are few.
Yes.
Because they are afraid to stand for thus says Yahweh. As Ron McCarthy said, thus says Yahweh. And message to Daniel, they said, let the Bible speak.
Yeah.
That's all. It don't need no interpretation. It interprets itself.
It does.
Yah mean what he said and says what he meant.
That's right.
Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew chapter 9.
And he didn't stop.
Nope. It's not stuff. And he's redundant with it. He wants you to get it. So stop being a fool. I can say that because that's what Yah calls you.
Yeah.
Brutish fool. Matthew chapter, he said, how long would you refuse and have a waiver between two things?
How long?
He said, how long?
Yes.
He's pleading with us.
Yes, he is.
He said, I'm going to bring you back. He pleads with us every day, all day.
Yes.
Thank you,
But
Father.
we refuse. Like some of the New Testament believers, the Torah was hard. No. He said, y'all like to listen to Saul, Paul. He said, there wasn't no fault with the Torah.
No.
It was man.
That's right.
Because he wouldn't be a just Elohim, a deep Elohim, if he give us something that we couldn't keep. That's why Yahshua came back to warn you. The world knows that Jesus came back to show you. Be an example that this can be done.
It can be done.
You can walk in this age in Hatana.
That's right.
Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Matthew chapter 9, Matthew chapter 9, verses 36 and 30 to 38. It reads, Rob.
Okay. Matthew chapter 9, verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. 37. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Praise the mighty Yah. He talking about this harvest, y'all. He needs some workers.
That's right.
So hey, that's why he got the ark and our cock to do this. You know, as a team, one.
Yeah.
That's it, to do this. Because Adam can't do it by himself.
Nope.
It's help. He called it help me. The Iysh and Iyshshah, ark and our cock, we help each other. We are card in this battle. In this justice. We all do the battle. We stand for thus says Yahweh.
Right.
That's it against this
That's
adversary.
Right.
Everyone's enemy. You know, it's what some Yisrael and some Muslims be talking about. The enemy is the white man. No, that's a lie. The enemy is Hasatan.
Amen.
He having them, he deceiving them. That enemy don't loves no one.
Right.
He'll use you because he knows once you go with him to the lake of fire.
Right.
And it's real, people. Y'all seen what been happening over in Hawaii, right? That is the lake of fire. So when he said it's going to be soft, choking, and gnashing of the teeth, there your example is right there. The lake of fire is real. But how I know this book to be image? Because the Goees have it in their history book. All the great nations has risen and fallen. They got it. This is our history. So-called black man scattered around the air. Open it up and read.
Yes.
And you will kabod our Yahweh.
Yes.
You be say, thank you, Yah, thank you, Yah, thank you, Yah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeshua took an ugly beat down for us.
He did.
Come on now.
He had no hata'ah.
Thank you,
He took it upon
Yahshua.
his soul.
Yes, thank you.
Redeemed us. Because we
Right.
would have had it.
Right.
That's what he come to give it. We are, since Kawa and Adam did what they did, we are appointed to die one time.
That's right.
One time. But the second Marvet,
Don't have to go there.
you choose.
Nah.
You say you
Right.
choose Kyle or Marvet. You
I
choose.
life.
You choose either the blessing or the cursing.
Yeah.
We choose Yeshua. So
That's right.
That's it.
Ain't no
Praise
fence up
the
in
mighty
there.
Yahweh.
Right.
Second Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians chapter 3. Second Thessalonians chapter 3. 1 and 6, and it reads, Rod, you whenever you have it. Praise be to the mighty Yah. All hollers be to the
That's
mighty
right.
Yah.
Yes, it belongs to
It ain't
him.
none of us.
Teach it.
It ain't this stinky flesh, you
Bless
know.
Yahweh.
This stinky thinking. It's all Yah.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
Always will.
Second Thessalonians chapter 3, 1 and 6, and it reads.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us, that the word of Yahweh may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you too, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. 3. But Yahweh is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. 4. And we have confidence in Yahweh touching you, that ye both do and will do the things which we command you. 5. And Yahweh direct your hearts into the love of Elohim, and into the patient waiting for Mashiach. 6. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Adon Yahshua Mashiach, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the tradition which ye have received of us.
Praise the mighty Yah. And what's that tradition? The present truth in its present age.
Yeah.
From Genesis,
Right.
Genesis to Revelation.
Yeah.
From antique Yom, from Abba Yahweh. That's it. That's what it all is. All this is to deliver you to be, for you can become that first fruit. This
Yes.
is what Pentecost is about.
Right.
And he said, mark them brothers, and you get away from it.
Yeah. Right.
We have Israel,
Sure do.
but we ain't got to be. You ain't got to be in our face.
I know that's
We
right.
can love you from afar.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
sure
right.
can.
Yes,
That's
right.
it.
Yes, we
That's
can.
it.
And then,
Right, we can.
yeah, and after that, for your change is not about us knowing your change.
It's not.
God knows your change.
Right.
Yeah.
That's who you, both you honoring, not us.
Right.
Right.
Praise be to the mighty Yah. He say, get rid of that hata.
Yeah.
Get rid of that confusion that's amongst the ark and the congregation.
Yes.
Praise be to the mighty
Hallelujah.
Yah.
That's right.
Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. He wants us to get it, people. Because that none should perish.
Right.
But if you got free will, and there are some that say you don't have free will, yes you do. But if you didn't, wouldn't there be no hata? Y'all have you like a robot. You don't want no
would. Right.
robot.
Right.
You want people to genuinely have him
Yeah.
and praise you, Abba Yah,
Thank
for
you, Father.
having a wretched like
Praise
us,
you,
that
Father.
you have had us before we knew of you have.
Yes.
What a wonderful gift.
Yes.
Yeshua HaMashiach. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh.
Romans.
Yeshua.
Chapter 8, Romans chapter 8, verses 23 to 25, and it reads, Rob.
Romans chapter 8, verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Ruwach, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
We're just speaking in that. We be groaning. But like you said, not only they, but ourselves also,
Right.
which have the first fruit of the Ruwach. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
That's what Pentecost, Feast of Weeks was about. For you can get this Ruwach to lead and guide you to all truth. You know, you deny yourself that, beat down that flesh every day,
Right.
all day.
That's
Thinking,
right.
thinking,
Uh-huh.
every second, every
Right.
minute,
Right.
every hour.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yes.
Because the enemy, that's what he goes on your emotion of the flesh.
Yeah.
If he can get your attention, like Yahweh had got our attention. Like he had Moshe, our brother Moshe got his attention of the burning bush. Until he gets your attention, he can't say nothing to you. So now that he has our full attention,
Full.
don't go back
No, I won't.
to that stinking thinking. It's about forward.
Right.
Y'all ain't about being, he happy to be content. Be content to be content for a moment. He don't want you to be stuck on nothing and no one.
That's right.
He said, for every idle word, you accounted for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Don't ask you, what was you doing?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Praise be to the mighty God.
Yeah.
Continue.
Righteous. Verse 24. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it.
That's what it is. You put law on it, he's answered immediately. But you have patience. Because the adversary, he can only hinder things. Can't stop. He want to see you going to give up your immunity, your
Right.
faith, and waiting on the promise. This is all promised to us. Receive the free gift. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to James Yahceph chapter 1 verses 118. James Yahceph chapter 1 verses 18 to 19, and it reads, Hallelujah. Yahweh.
Yes. Yes. Anointed. Hallelujah.
Praise up. Yahceph, James chapter 1, verses 18 to 19, it reads, Rob.
James chapter 1 verse 18. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
That's it.
Yes.
That's how you know you are becoming a first fruit
Yeah.
of that. You do this. Praise be to the mighty God. 2 Timothy 1, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, and it reads, Second Timothy 1, verse 7, and it reads, Rob.
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For Elohim had not given us the Ruwach of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
This is what he wants you to get.
Yep.
For Elohim has not given us the Ruwach of fear, but of a shell and of a have and of a sound path.
Already, that's right.
We
Yeah.
are victorious more
Yes,
than
we are.
conquerors. You get this in
Say
your
it, brother.
Ruwach, live it.
Right.
Put it to practice.
Yes.
Read it, put it to practice.
Uh-huh.
And let it become your kai.
That's right.
Because it is, the balls are kai.
That's right.
He wants us to represent, show powers and signs in this age. That's what we're here for. But we got to get that flesh out of the way.
Right.
It's a hindrance to the
Uh-huh.
Ruwach. God can use you wholly. He wants you to do it.
Yeah.
He wants us to do it, people. Let's get with it.
Okay.
Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to John, Yahweh 9, chapter 15. Yahweh 9, John chapter 15, verse 26, and it reads, Rob. Praise be to the mighty Yah. John 15:26. Yahweh, John.
Okay, John chapter 15, verse 26. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Ruwach of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, it shall testify of me.
Praise the mighty Yah. Y'all hear that, Roman Christian? It. It is not a he.
That's right.
You know, as though, you know, the Romans and Greeks had, you know, put it in marginalized. It's not a it. It is it. It is Yah's power so to endure you to go do what you need to do as you read these debar. And that's what Pentecost was about. It was given to all Adam around the air. That's they was gathered for Pentecost. But yeah, it was Yah had promised them that something amazing was gonna happen. But they didn't know. But that's when he said it was time for people to this, for they can be able to be obedient and do this walk he has for what a wonderful journey.
Yes.
Not knowing, but knowing he's going to see us through.
That's right.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Yes, always.
We go to John chapter 14 and verse 26. John chapter 14 verse 26.
John chapter 14, verse 26. But the Comforter, which is Ruwach HaKodesh, whom the Father will send in my name, it shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you.
Praise the mighty Yah. Now don't you open this book, and like I say, he has someone to bring us the bar, the Ruwach, through them bringing the bar, and you just go. Don't look to the person.
Right.
It's not us.
It's not us.
It's the Ruwach HaKodesh that our Yahweh sent so we can all get this. That's all it is.
Yeah.
He said, but the Comforter, which is the Ruwach HaKodesh, whom Yahweh will send in my Shem, it shall Yahweh you all things and bring all things to remember whatsoever I have amar unto you. Praise the mighty Yah. That's what it brings. The image. Bring back the image and truth. That's what it does. Because Yah is nothing but truth.
Right.
We want Yah's truth, nothing but Yah's truth.
That's right.
So help us, Yah.
Yes.
Amen. And amen. Hallelujah. Skip man's what they consider to be true.
Right.
Y'all rather hear that pastor, woman, or man up there. Why? Because you want to leave away the house of time. What y'all said. He don't keep company with the devil. You know, the devil ain't sitting at his table eating, chomping down some food with him. What you think? You gonna be in the world, and then come whatever day you want to worship, then you can dust yourself off, and y'all don't know what you did. You are deceived like your daddy Yahshua, puffed up pride.
Somebody tell him. Yeah. Help us.
Praise the mighty Yah. Yes. Sent these the bar to help clean your stinky self up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you
Thank
think
you,
don't
Father.
stink, it compares the physical to the spirit. Don't wash that fleshly gibby out. It's funky.
Yep.
Praise the mighty Yah. That's what he want to get that stink off you. Clean you up.
Thank you, Father.
With these words, wash you. Make you smell good. Wow.
Thank you.
These the bars.
I appreciate
Praise be to the mighty
I
Yah.
appreciate that. Yes.
Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8.
I want it. Yeah.
Romans chapter 8, verse 9, and it reads, Rob. Romans 8 and 9.
Romans chapter 8, verse 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Ruwach, if so be that the Ruwach of Elohim dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Ruwach of Mashiach, he is none of his.
Come. Y'all hear that?
Straight up. Yeah.
You got to nod yourself and receive it. You got to be submerged, like Ron McKay would say, some go down the dry devil, come up a wet devil. What you said?
Don't do that.
What you said, yeah, because this is for your kind.
Right.
This is for your eternal God. This
Right.
is people. This is he wants you to have the best in this life, smell good, look good.
Yes, he
But he
does.
said, don't let it go through your head. No. That's it. Don't get puffed up.
Come on now.
Always thinking. You walk into, like he said, you're barak. You got what? The three things he said, food, shelter, and clothing.
Right.
You barak.
You're blessed.
He
Right.
said first seek you the milk of Yahweh, and all these will be added to you.
That's
You seek
right.
Him, He gonna give you the rest.
Put Him
He wants-
first,
It's
right.
His good pleasure there.
That's right.
Told pleasure
It
that
is.
be told to us.
That's right.
To be told to us.
That's right.
Like He said, if a raw man know not to give his zakah a serpent, He said, what more good He wants to do for us? He said, you don't worry about no food. He said, the lilies of the field, they look how very beautiful rain they are.
Right.
And the birds, they don't worry. He feeds them.
Right.
He said, how much more are you than a sparrow?
See?
Praise the mighty God.
Hallelujah. Yahshua died for us. Thank you, Father. Yeah.
Let's go 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 5 to 6. 2 Corinthians verses chapter 5, verses 5 to 6. And it reads, Rob.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 5. Now he that hath wrought us for the selfsame thing is Elohim, who also hath given unto us the earnest of the Ruwach. 6. Therefore we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from Yahweh.
Praise the mighty God. Like you say, He gave us the earnest of His Ruach.
Oh yeah, got it.
His power source.
That's right.
So no excuses. Y'all don't have no, so we know in life there are circumstances, but it's either you do or don't. You know, once them circumstances, you got to fight towards the mark. You got to stand.
Yep.
And like I say, He gave you two careful Moshe, power and authority over Hasatan and his demon. So use it, people.
Right.
You got to really believe this.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to believe, like Rob McCall said, you know, that crossing that street. If you don't believe you can't do it, you can't go over there.
That's right.
Praise be to the mighty
Don't
Yah.
say it either.
Let's
Right.
go 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 to 6, and it reads, Rob.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. And they did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach.
Hallelujah.
5. But with many of them Elohim was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. 6. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted.
Praise the mighty Yah. Y'all had it, this written in the New Testament, you New Testament believer?
Yeah.
They said, and did all drink that same spiritual drink, for they drank up that spiritual Ruach sewer that followed them, and that sewer was Mashiach.
Yep.
I thought y'all thought, the Ruach came just on that day y'all called Pentecost. He just let you know. They drank up that drink, was that Ruach was given spiritual drink.
That's right.